For this session you will need something to make some circles with on the floor. So I've used some chalk and marked a couple of circles out. I'm also using some clothes pegs to make a nice big circle. We're going to jump in these circles and bounce balls in them. So just something that's not going to break. Make those circles nice and big to jump in the middle. I've got some crayons as well I can mark a circle with. You may have some string or rope or even just a plastic hoop. That would be ideal. Some balls, tennis balls would be great, but it just needs to bounce, and we're going to obviously need a hard surface for that as well. So a tennis ball, a ping pong ball of all different sizes, and then maybe kitchen floor, patio, decking, driveway, something like that. Okay, so we want a bit of bounce. A racket or a bat, plastic bat would be great, or a racket. Again, just something with a handle that we're going to try and send the ball with. If you're really thinking outside the box, I've got an old frying pan that Mrs. Green let me borrow. All right, so I'm going to try and send my balls using the frying pan. Right, so for our warm-up, we're going to run around our area and jump into the circles that we've made into the little hoops. Okay, but we're going to do that using our right and our left foot. So to help you work out which one's which, you might want to name them. Okay, I'm going to name my right foot raspberry and my left foot lemon. So the first one, as I'm running around, I'm going to take off on raspberry and land on lemon. Okay, watch this. Okay, next we're going to swap them round. So I'm taking off on lemon and I'm landing on raspberry. You'll notice that I've just held the landing a little bit, so just balance on that foot when you land, okay? So opposite way around this time. Okay, so getting us moving around, getting us warmed up, but also makes your mind think a little bit. I was even getting a bit confused there, which one I was taking off on landing on. Okay, so really try and make sure you get left and right and right and left. Okay? Right, next, before we go ahead and start to send the ball, we're going to just practice a couple of things, okay? So if you've done the first video of these, you'll remember two things. So we're making sure we're side on, and we are making sure that our palm is facing our object. Now we'll come to the palm once we start sending the ball, but for now let's make sure we're side on, okay? So I've got two hoops left, I've got rid of the rest, and I've just got two that I'm going to work on next, okay? To start with, we're just going to keep it nice and simple and bounce the ball in your circle, in your hoop, and catch it with two hands, okay? So we're side on, imagining eventually that we're going to hit it over there. Bouncing, catching with two hands. Now what I want to make sure you're doing here is making sure you're bending your knees, okay? So bouncing, catching, bouncing, catching, bouncing, catching, bouncing, catching. If you can do 10 of those without dropping the ball, then we move on to one hand, okay? So we're going to bounce, catch with one hand, bounce, catch with one hand. Now you might have one hand that you're a bit better with than the other. So start with the one that you're confident with, my right hand, okay? And then after that, left, bounce and catch, bounce and catch. If you can do 10 each of those, then the last one is a swing catch. Now this is how going to help us with our shot, okay? So we're going to throw the ball back down, okay? And with our knees bent, we're going to try and bring our hands through with that palm facing forward, catch the ball as we go through. So swing our arms as we go through catching the ball, okay? Have a look. Okay, so my arms aren't just staying still when they catch the ball. I'm swinging my arms when I catch. Should see my arms come from back here, catching through and go forward a little bit like that. Okay? You can do 10 of those with two hands. 10 with one hand. So bounce, catch. Okay? So, just to recap, 10 bounce and catches with two hands, 10 with your strong hand, 10 with your weak hand, and then we're going to try and swing our arms while we catch. Two hands to start with, then our strong hand, the forehand, the one that's coming from behind us over here like that, okay? Good luck. Okay, so lastly we're going to try and put all those bits together and try and hit our ball into the target over there. So I've got the target one over here, and this is the one that I've been working on with my bounce and catch, okay? Sticking all the bits together from the first session on the other video and today, we're going to make sure that we are, number one, side on, so my target's over that direction and my shoulders pointing towards it, my body's side on, okay? Number two is that open palm, so I'm not facing my palm, that open bit, the big bit on in your hand here isn't facing the floor or the sky, it's pointing towards our targets, in the direction of our target, okay? The next thing we were doing in the last exercise was bending our knees, okay? And then the last thing I really want you to do is make sure your eyes never lose the ball, okay? So your eyes always looking at the ball, okay? And we're just going to do three things. So I'm side on from my hoop, my circle on the floor. I'm going to hold my hand nice and high, okay, and draw my racket back, ready to go. Then it's just going to be a drop, a bounce, and a hit, all right, making sure I'm trying to do all those bits together. I'm trying to land the ball in my circle, aren't I, okay? So just be careful, let's not that first shot whacking into the neighbour's garden, okay? So we just need to make sure it's nice and high, don't throw the ball down, just have it nice and high, drop, bounce, hit, not far off, okay? So if you've got a few balls, you can sort of have those at the ready, and we're just going to keep dropping, bouncing, and hitting. That one was far too hard, wasn't it? Okay. What I'd suggest doing, just like in the first video, maybe have a series of targets, a little bit further away, a little bit closer. You might want to use 2 or 3 different types of bats or rackets or frying pans, okay, to have a go with that, and see if you can make it harder and harder and harder for yourself. Further away, you might be able to actually put something up in the middle to resemble a net, maybe a garden bench or something like that you can try and pop the ball over so it's going over an object in the middle and landing in that hoop, okay? So hopefully you can take some of the bits for the first video and this video, and it'll help you with your forehand tennis shot, okay? Sending a ball to someone else. Obviously the end of this would be someone at the other end hitting it back, and then you've got your game of tennis, okay? So try and remember the coaching points. Have loads of fun with your games. If you've got someone around you, you can have a little contest, see if you can get a higher level or more shots in the circles than they do. Okay, have lots of fun with it. Hopefully it's a lovely day whenever you see this. You might be able to go and do it outside as well. But yeah, enjoy yourselves. See you later.